In this video, I'm doing another level up design. I'm going to take a design, this one right here, and level it up in Kittl. I'm going to show you how to design for Redbubble. So this person's having a hard time in getting sales on Redbubble. We're going to go look at Redbubble and see what kinds of designs sell there and level up our design so that it will do well on Redbubble. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. It's Juno with Detour Shirts with another t-shirt design tutorial. I'm going to show you how to create a design in Kittl. I'm going to upscale this design right here, and I'm going to show you why I made the choices I've made. So we're going to go into Redbubble first. I'm going to show you this person is selling on Redbubble. So let's go into Redbubble first, and then I'm going to show you why I made the changes that I've made. So before we start designing for Redbubble, let's take a look and do some research on Redbubble first. So here we are. The shirt that we're doing is a skeleton shirt. So I did skeleton t-shirts and then best selling here. And take a look at, just want you to take a look at what the competition is, right? You got these skeletons here, these skeletons here. What is something you notice about these? They're very design heavy. Like if we're looking at the design that we're trying to fix, this one right here, you see there's a lot of words and very little skeletons, but here, the skeletons are huge, right? They're big. This one has words, but again, the skeleton's bigger than the words. Now, this is one of the exceptions. Here's some words, but again, the words aren't that big and bold. The design is taking up more space, right? So you can see a lot of these in here, bigger skeletons. Some don't even have words, right? Some have very little words, but some don't have words. So we're gonna do that. And one of the things that I notice here is one way to stick out is I've done tarot cards before, so I'm gonna do tarot cards here. You can see this one has a tarot card. So let's just take a look. We're gonna look at tarot cards. And the reason tarot cards is because there's an audience for tarot cards, and I'm gonna show you here on Redbubble. All right. So look at this. There's still a bunch of, still a lot of results, but we're going to narrow it down to tarot cards and skeletons, right? And now look at the results. So a lot less, right? And these two look almost exactly the same. So we're not going to copy that there, but we're going to do some tarot card stuff because obviously there's an audience for tarot cards. Now we're not going to copy these, but we're going to copy the design style of tarot cards. So let me show you my plan for upgrading this t-shirt. So here's some of the things I want to fix for this design. So it's very text heavy. We noticed on Redbubble there's not a lot of text in the skeleton niche as well as the tarot niche that we're trying to combine. It's very hard to read, although this has some really cool design effects and text effects, which you can do in Kittl, and they look nice on a poster. On a t-shirt, it kind of gets lost, especially with these two colors. It's kind of makes it harder to read, right, these lines. And then the audience, right? I don't think there's an audience for Get Down with the Bone Squad, but we know there's an audience for tarot cards. So we're going to try and tap that audience, tarot card audience, and the skeleton audience, and try and get better results there. And we're just going to make it stand out. You can see the colors are kind of muted here, which can work, but it doesn't stand out when you put it up against the other Redbubble designs, right? This one kind of gets lost because it's not graphic heavy like some of the other Redbubble ones. So now that we got a plan where we're going, let's go into Kittl right now. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this tarot card design, as well as show you what I would do if you can't do the tarot card design. There's so many templates on there. I would actually start with a template first, and then you can make designs a lot easier. All right, so here we are on Kittl, Kittl.com, right? And you can see they're already showing skeleton Halloween kind of stuff on here, at least for me. You can see there's some cool stuff. I did this on Detour Shirts, but you can see this one's cool. Skeleton. They have a lot of skeleton stuff. And if you want to dive deep into it, we can do skeleton. Make sure you spell it right. And you can see a bunch of skeletons. We even have those dancing skeletons that are used on the design that we're trying to upgrade here. But what I would do if you don't want to design it from scratch, we're going to design it from scratch. But if you don't want to design it from scratch, take a look at this. You could have just put those words on here or on here. I think there's a dancing one that I saw. There's some dancing ones here, right? That's a cool one right there. on a skateboard, I think would do really well. You can see more graphic heavy, some of these, so you can, I think it will work really well for Redbubble, right? And so on. So lots of cool ones. Oh, here's one. This has more text than graphics, but you can, you know, use the graphics more and have that stand out. But you can see a lot of cool graphic heavy things, which I think will do better on Redbubble than on Amazon or something like that. All right, so let's do a new project. Let's hit new project. And then we're doing this on Redbubble, so we can go to POD presets and do Redbubble right here, sticker sheet, standard. We can do standard and create. Again, tall rectangle, which is what we want. We want to try and fill that space, right? Okay, so first things first, let's go find that skeleton that we want. We'll go elements and we'll go skeleton. Boom. And there we go, the first one here. And we're going to make it bigger, so it's graphic heavy, right? We're going to make these a little taller. Next thing we're going to do is, since we're making a tarot card, let's get some shapes. So we'll go to shapes. We're going to hit show all. We want kind of the rounded rectangle, this one right here. And we're going to make it a tall rectangle. You can do that on Kittl. Look at that. We can make it tall and long. There's no real like dimensions on here. It just has to look like a tall rectangle. So, but let's do a border with black. That there. And then the color, we could do some kind of muted color like that. That's cool. And then the border weight, let's do bigger. Now we can't see our skeletons because it's in the back, so what we're going to do is put this in the back, move to back. I right clicked on my mouse to bring this up and move to back. There we go. And we can center this to make sure that we have it. We're going to do the full, kind of the full length though. Let's do that. And then we want this on the sides, but to make it centered, we go here and center. Good. All right, and then usually the tarot card has another rectangle kind of inside. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on this. We're going to hit Command C, Command V, and there we made another one. So we copied and pasted right in here. So we're going to kind of play around with this, move this up like that, and kind of give it just a slight border on all these sides. Now we can center this as well just to make sure. Now let's change this color here to something else. Maybe like a lighter, like a, ooh, maybe like the same color as the skeletons. That would work. All right, that's perfect. Okay, so the next thing we want to do for a tarot card is to try to put in the text, right? So usually on tarot cards, it's like the blank, the sun, the mother, the, and in this case, they're dancing. So let's just do the dancer. So I'm just gonna click on T right here. It should bring up some text. I'm gonna make this text bigger by clicking on it and dragging the corner up like this. And typically for tarot cards, we want a font that's kind of like vintage font that you would find on some of these vintage tarot cards. So I'm gonna click on here. Luckily, Kittl has a ton of vintage fonts. I've used this one before. Girasol, so I'm gonna do that, and that's cool with the bigger letter there. So I'm gonna do caps and then that, and then I'm gonna just put dancers. Oops, it's not long enough, so that's okay. We can grab it and pull like that. We can do that or all caps. So I'm gonna just, I think I like all caps better. I'm gonna hit caps lock and just type in the dancers. Cool, cool, cool. I think that works. And then we're gonna take the dancers, I'm gonna hold down Option and drag it up. And just to make it feel more like a tarot card, we're just gonna put in some Roman numerals, and it doesn't matter, I don't think. So I'm just gonna do XXIV. I know those are some Roman. You can do whatever you want there, right? It's starting to look like a tarot card. So other things we can put on a tarot card just to give it more interest, we can put some design things here. So let's go into illustration, see what we got, what we can put in here. So there's a lot of illustrations here. We're just gonna scroll down to find some good ones. Let's go, I think since there's a skull here in Christian imagery, and let's see what we got in here. I think a lot of these will match. I think we could could put any of these, honestly, but that would be really cool. Let's see. I'm looking for something just to kind of put here. Here, bells. Okay, cool. You can see this doesn't exactly match, but it has kind of the same tone where it's an old vintage kind of sketchy look, right? So that's the thing what you want to look for tarot cards is like old vintage designs, old vintage graphics, and Kittl has a ton of them. So we're just gonna put like right here to kind of hide that corner right here. I'm gonna do the same thing and hold down Option, click, and drag, and then we're gonna do right click and flip it, flip horizontal, boom, and just kind of fill that space. So that feels good to me. We kind of need something in the background here. Let's go back. I'm gonna scroll down, see what we can find here. I'm looking for like a background, yeah, like this. So let's do that. That'd be cool. Let's put it in the background here, maybe something like that. I'm going to change the colors, which is real easy to do. We're going to do that same black here. Hopefully, yeah. Is that the same? We got two blacks here. Oh, I think they're both okay. Let's do that. Yeah, that one's black, and this one's this one's a little more. What are they using here? Let's just check. Oh, they're using more of a gray here. So I think we could do that. I think we went full black on these. Oh no, we were using gray. Okay, good. So let's use that gray, which is this one. Cool. And are these gray too? Oh, see, this is where we're using the black. So we can change these real easy in Kittl to make sure we're using all the same colors. There we go. And this text probably should be the same. Let's get the text. Did we use full black on this? Yes, we did. So I'm going to change that to the gray, just to be a little bit grayer. And this probably will be on a black background or a black t-shirt. So let's just change that background to black. There. Good. Let's make this guy's a little bit bigger. Oh, and they need to be in the front. So right click to the front. Good. And then we got that in the background. Good. And let's make the grass green. Let's try like a muted. Oh, we got that pink, but let's do, something like this. And I don't know, kind of make it like a muted green, maybe darker like that. Cool. So one thing we could do is kind of level it out here. I'm gonna copy this, Command C, Command V, and kind of bring this down to maybe right here where it's gonna change color to kind of give it a horizon, right? We're gonna fill that with that green. Where is it? There we go. And then we don't need a border on this here, but you can see it needs to be behind this. Actually, we need another one that can go in front. So let's go to Command C, Command V, and then bring this to the front. Right click, bring to front, but we don't want the color in it. So we can go like this and take out the color. Great. We're gonna need to bring these bells in the front again too. So right click, bring to front. Cool, I think we're getting somewhere. All right, so let's fill in some space here, and maybe up there, and I think we'll be okay. So I kind of want to put like flowers here. There's always like flowers in some of these vintage tarot cards things. So let's scroll down, see what we got. All right, so let's scroll up here. We see this hand-drawn flowers. I'm going to show all, and I'm going to pick one of these here. Just kind of fill that left space like this right here, right? And we're just going to get bigger. Boom. Again, trying to fill that space right there. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit Option, click, drag, and flip. You're going to be really good at that, flip, just to kind of give the same thing here. Good. And then we can move our skeletons to match. And again, these skeletons should be in the front, so let's bring them to the front again. Cool. And you can see it kind of matches the same style, right? That sketchy old vintage style. And let's make these, instead of pink flowers, let's use that yellow, orange, gold kind of color. Yeah, right? Just so we have everything the same color. And I should have colored this one before I moved it, but easy to do. Cool. All right, I think we're taking shape now. Let's do a couple more things. I want to do like stars in the sky and maybe some corner elements. So let's go back. Let's do ornaments. Well, perfect. We got stars and ornaments. So let's do ornaments first. We got this. We'll turn it. You know, corner. You can see 90% is what we want right there. And let's do it like that. We could do it kind of big. Boom. I think this is, we don't need this. This is just a border, right? And then we can do this like that white there, or that gray, either one. I think I'm gonna do white, or that kind of beigey white, right? And then we're gonna do option, click, drag. I'm holding down shift so it's on the same line, and then right click, flip horizontal, move it into that space. Cool, I think it's shaping up. This looks really good now. I'm gonna start putting in these stars here. So let's do this. And I can size these stars any size I want. Whoops. Click on that. And let's make those that kind of white thing here. Cool. And then we can move them anywhere we want. I'm just holding down option and dragging and putting them in different spots, right? That, and we can play with size too. So if we want a smaller one, we can put a smaller one in there. If we want it bigger, we can come in here and make it bigger, whatever we want. There we go. So fun. We can put more things in the back. We can make these things bigger, smaller, whatever works. Like if we want to make the skeletons bigger and take up more space, you know, I think that's fine. Do that. And again, put these guys in the front, so bring to front. Cool, what do you think of that? This is really neat. You can make sure that some of these are centered, but I think for the most part, I think we're done. So the way to save this is we're gonna export. We're gonna remove background. We don't want that black background. In fact, let's take a look see if this would work on different color backgrounds. So I've got the background color here. Will it work on red? Yeah, I think it works great on red. Will it work on white? Yeah, I think so. So different colors here. You can play with blues and see if it works. Gray, right? I think it works on a lot of colors. And that's a nice thing about these tarot cards, especially these color tarot cards. If you do kind of a muted color, I think it works. And you can play around with these colors too. I went really fast. Like if you want different color bells and different color things, but I kind of chose more muted colors like this softer pink and greens and yellows, just because I think that kind of gives it more of a vintage look. So, all right, let's export this. Let's remove background. We have 300 DPI. We could do, you know, oh, this was already set. I was thinking 4500 by 5400, but this is set for Redbubble, which is different than Amazon merch. So I think we're good there. And then we hit PNG, boom. So they recommend a different size. That's okay. I think this is for Redbubble, and Redbubble, we're doing the bigger size so it can fit on different things, right? All right, so there you go. So let's take a look at before and after on these. All right, so here's the before and after. You can see the color change, the big difference, tall rectangle, big difference, but we still use the same idea with the dancing skeletons, right? We use that same graphic, but we changed a lot of it, including the words, because we're trying to get a different audience. So did we fix the things that we said we're gonna fix? Well, it's not text heavy, right? In fact, there's very little text, top and bottom. Hard to read? No, it's easy to read now. That's a real easy font to read. There is an audience now. The audience is people who love tarot cards as well as people who love skeletons. I think we're kind of mashing those two. Does it stand out? Yes, because, you know, just the colors of it makes it stand out on the black. We got that brighter color on the black t-shirt, and I think it does stand out a lot. So there you go, another design tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comments, how this one turned out, if you like doing these kinds of things. If you love designing in Kittl, I have a whole Kittl playlist right here that you can watch has everything, all different design tutorials, as well as a full tutorial on Kittl if you just started on there. Thanks again for watching, and as always guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.